right, shalom, shalom. We the Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out. To prophesy the downfall and destruction of this kingdom. All right, and lift up, all right, there arise the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians. Before we go any further, I give all praise, honor, and glory to Heavenly Father, the only begotten Son.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakadash.
No one's our ourselves, great millstone. All right, there's a lot going on. Wars, rumors of wars, the fear of the Lord being established in the earth, confusion, the wicked ruling. All right, so many topics that you can go into. All right, so uh,
You know, we've been commanded to come out here and give our people warning, you know, to give them warning of the great and evil days, right? The time of Jacob's trouble, Habakkuk chapter 2 and 3. You know, we've been commanded to come out here and prophesy to stand upon our watch. So we're constantly keeping up with current events, you know, and lining things up with biblical prophecy.
Yeah, brother. This is Isaiah 62 and 6. I've set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem.
I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem. Jerusalem is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You know, and the Lord has scattered us into in the midst of all these other nations, but through the World Wide Web via, you know, primarily the YouTube, the Lord is letting this word go forth, you know, to gather in those who have either ordained from the beginning, right? And he set up men to do that heavy work, right? And Yahweh said, in St. John 9:4.
Yep, it's Isaiah 62 and 6. I've set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace, day nor night.
So we're not here to hold our peace. You know, we're here to, scripture say, in the bitterness of our souls will we speak. You know, America's a very evil and bitter place, and we are vexed with this filthy conversation that you people have on a daily basis, how you conduct yourself. And we're out here crying out to Yahweh Shema Shai to set up a righteous kingdom and to bring judgment to this world. Right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, reads on Isaiah 62 and 6. Ye that make mention of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, keep thy silence, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem his praise in the earth.
Jerusalem being made a praise in the earth, that's the kingdom of heaven. Right. You know, the kingdom of Yahweh Shema Shai. You know, if you're not praying to the Lord that he bring this kingdom, that kingdom come, the Lord's Prayer, you got to be setting that up every single day. You know, what are you really thinking about so much that you can't set up the Lord's Prayer? Yeah. You know, isn't that what you desire the most? You know?
Yeah, but Jake want to wait till they start catching pure hell. They're like, I want this place destroyed. Now, in my happiness, when the Lord got me on a high, still fucking destroy this place, man.
That's right. Any more on that, brother?
That was it.
Yeah, St. John 9, I believe, verse 4.
Yeah, Habakkuk 2, right? This is 2 and 3. Okay. This is the book of St. John, chapter 9, and verse 4. It says, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work.
That's right. And this is red letters. So this is our Lord Yahweh Shai speaking. You know, we may. He said he must work the works of him who Yahweh. And this is how we know the Heavenly Father and His Son are two different entities. You know, the Heavenly Father, the Ancient of Days, created Yahweh Shai. He's the only begotten creation of the Heavenly Father. You see, and he set His Son to build him a kingdom.
Right.
You know, and to go forth to establish the world and to conquer. The Lord's going to conquer the earth because all things were created by Him for Him. You see, and He's the express image of His Father. Two different creatures. You see, and He has been sent out here while it is. He's sent men out here while it's today. You know, and we shine as lights in this dark and evil world. You see? And we gotta put the work in, right? Doing our videos, giving our people warning. And we also gotta work on ourselves. You know? That's what Yahweh Shema Shai requires.
Job 9:4. John 9:4. I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work.
No, that's fair. That's what we were just reading.
Down there?
No, right here, right here. That's
Oh,
what Brian
Slakia.
reading.
Slakia. Slakia.
Nah, you good, man.
Slakia.
Now you can, you want to get Rebecca 2 and 3? Did you have a preset? No. Okay. Yeah.
Mike, get ready. Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
The vision is the prophecy, right? The revelation of Yahweh Shai, the revealing of Yahweh Shai. You know, a great, you know, it's like we're standing at the world's a stage, and the prophets are pulling, having the Lord pull back the curtains, you know, so you can see the full picture and what Yahweh Shema Shai has prepared for His people. You see?
Yeah, yep, Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
That's why we can boldly say any day now, you know, life as you know is going to change. Any day now, heavy judgment is going to be heavenly present here in America, you know. But you know, wherever you know.
Someone get up first. This one is 5. Day the Lord come as a thief in the night. Pretty much going to how the Lord, you know, He's not on people's worldly schedule. You know, the people of the world, they think the Lord gonna come back when they feel like it. You know, they acknowledge that we're in the end days and you know we're in terrible times, but it's not gonna be in my age. You know, it's not gonna be in my time frame. It's nothing I gotta really deal with. Maybe my grandkids or my great grandkids, which is a selfish mentality to even have in the first place. You know what I'm saying? What?
Hey, my twin brother told me those exact same words. You know, and where's he at now? Well, I mean, gone.
Exactly.
You know, last time I seen him was a couple of years ago. I said, "What's the name of the Lord?" He come up with some old Yahweh. I was like, "Man," he said, "What is it then? What is it?" I didn't even tell it to him.
He ain't not worthy.
Yeah.
You know, but that's the sad reality. About the mindset of our people are they're complacent, man. You know, and they don't give a damn.
Scary.
Because people that don't want the day of the Lord to come is because they want to do their own damn thing ultimately. You know.
Verse 2. This is the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord, Yahweh God, Yahweh Shai, so cometh as a thief in the night.
Yep. Going to you knowing perfectly, meaning you have the understanding of Yahweh Shai and His mysteries. You understand the program and the schedule of Yahweh Shai according to prophecy, not according to your will, according to His will. You know, we all had ambitions and things that were going on in the world before we came to the knowledge of the truth. But we submitted ourselves to the will of Yahweh Shai, man, because that's ultimately what's going to stand. All the accounts of the heathen, they're coming together on a nightly basis, daily basis, weekly basis. You know, having counsel about how they're going to push this NWO agenda upon the masses of the people. You know, and all that's going to do is turn into nothing, man. Because the Lord is going to disappoint the device of the crafty, so that their hands can't perform the enterprise, man. The Lord's building this devil up just like He did with Pharaoh to make an example onto a people of what happens when you don't follow the instruction of Yahweh Shai, man. You know. So again, read it one more time.
This is the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you.
Yep. You know, the times and seasons, brethren. You know, you read 2 Edis, the 9th chapter, about measuring the time diligently, not half-ass. You know, checking there periodically here and there. You're not hastening the day of the Lord if you're moving like that. You know, you don't want the Lord to return. You know, you a half-ass watchman, man. You know, you falling asleep on the job. How is it that, again, we're in the worst time ever in history and people still can't comprehend how bad it is? You know, they don't want to take it that serious. It's just so bad has become normal. And that's why it says in Isaiah, woe to that call evil good and good evil, man. You ask backwards, man. When it comes to the judgment of Yahweh Shai. You got something?
Yeah, I got something.
getting into how you said, Jake want to do their own thing, and they not focusing on the day of the Lord. This is Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 12. And this will come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their leaves, that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil.
So they say in their heart, meaning their mind. Again, they saying, oh, the Lord will come back in 1,000+ years. Niggas have said that, man. And now what they doing? They all know Jumper looking for a job. Trying to do an interview to get on this podcast to try to push themselves and forward themselves in this world that's getting ready to be destroyed, man. So you're settled on your leads, meaning you're complacent. You see everything happening and you say, hey, this is just normal. This has always been happening. As our fathers, how's it go? All things continue as they were in Peter. Someone grab that. Zay, grab that in 2 Peter 3. 2 Peter 3. Yep.
Or they've been saying that for years.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all been saying the same thing for years. Oh, him, that video from the 70s, he been saying that for decades. But when you know the scriptures and understand, it was prophets that prophesied for decades, prophesied for years, prophesied for generations. Things don't happen overnight. The Lord gives people shit. The Lord giving people time. He giving people time. He giving people an opportunity. He gave a lot of time. Hey, yo, get right, repent. I'm getting ready to come back. He ain't. This thing didn't happen overnight. So when things do happen, and judgments start being brought forth on an extreme high level, it won't be no excuse. Because at that point you was being willingly ignorant, and you didn't take advantage of the grace period that was given unto you. Because people love to say, "Oh, we under grace, we under grace." Yes, we are under grace, and that grace period is getting ready to come to an end.
Exactly.
This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 3, and verse 10. Well, verse 9, Salaki. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward.
So long suffering towards usward, meaning the elect. Meaning the Lord having mercy upon his saints, letting us slip and make mistakes and get back up, and repent. It says a just man falls 7 times and get back up again. So the Lord's long suffering towards uswards, man. Let us get built up until, hey, the Lord sees the time fit for us to get up out of here, man. The Lord gives a command for the angels to let loose the 4 winds, and all hell gonna break loose, man. You get pulled off the street corners, no more street teacher, because the elect have been sealed, So the only reason why the earth is still here in this setup is because the Lord, again, according to his program, he's building up and raising up his elect, man. And once they're sealed, hey, there's nothing holding back this place no more, man. Like when Noah put the last finishing touches on that boat, on that ark. Once it was done, hey, man, the Lord, like I said, the saying goes, when it rains, it pours, man. It's going to happen real quick because the build up to it, 120-some years, Noah out there saying the same thing. He's not changing nothing. That's the whole point of a warning. Why I'm going to change the shit and tell you something different?
Right.
That make no damn sense. Confusing.
Yeah, because now you because then when you start switching up the warning, they gonna say, oh, he's switching up what he was saying. He said this one day, now he's saying this a different day. But when somebody give you a message or when somebody tell you the truth and it don't switch up, they say he's been saying that ever since the beginning and it hasn't switched up. But when somebody lying, a lie continuously switch up. They say, well, damn, you said this last time. That's why they say when you lie, you got to come up with another lie to continue to make that lie work, because you got to keep lying to keep one lie going. But when you speak the truth, it's one truth, and the truth don't change.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 14, and verse 8. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 14, and verse 8. It says, For if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle?
Yep, uncertain sound meaning it's confusion, man. It has to be a distinct sound. That's why you have, when you go into music, you have certain tones, man. You have A, you have B, you have C, C minor, F flat, it's a certain tone. But if you, up and down, it's just confusing, man. Because again, you go into a trumpet, especially in the ancient world, going to our customs, which, the other nations have adopted as well. With certain trumpets, it equates to certain events, man. You got a trumpet for feasts, you got a trumpet for atonement, you got a trumpet for warning of enemies, you know. So there's no distinction, like again when you hear a fire alarm, or you hear a fire truck going off or a police siren going off, that's a certain sound. You know that, oh, that's the police. Let me pull over, let me get out the way. Hopefully, he ain't pulling me over. Or ambulance. It's a certain sound. An alarm clock when you wake up.
You have the trumpets of war.
Go ahead, yeah.
The ram's horn, certain trumpets. They say, "Oh, that's a horn to prepare for battle." Like the brother said, you got the feasts, the festivals. The Sabbath. Each sound got different sounds. Different beats, different tones. And right now we blowing the trumpet to tell our people danger is coming. Lift up your voice like a trumpet. Us being out here on these highways and the byways, we spiritually and physically blowing the trumpet right now. We blowing the trumpet, and then shit. And then we got the ram's horn as well. Some brothers start to camp off blowing the ram's horn. But our people not taking heed, and they think everything a joke. Things is bad right now in the world. If you got eyes to see and ears to hear, it's a lot of things that's taking place in the world right now. And the Mystery Babylon the Great, a lot of things is heating up in Mystery Babylon the Great as well. Because now Trump talking about sending in the National Guard into Chicago and into other cities where Jake at.
Exactly. What's stopping him from doing that? He already did it in D.C. It's just a test run.
L.A. and D.C.
L.A. Yep. There's no limits now to what he's gonna do. And you're expecting there's gonna be some pushback, but again, we're on the agenda of the elites, man. Ultimately, Yahweh Shai, man, this is what the Lord wants, man. He wants love. He wants chaos and confusion to be going on because it's prophecy being forwarded, man. And Jake's still in the lazy boy, man. Sipping lemonade in the sun, man. Go ahead.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 58, and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet. Pursue my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins.
So ultimately, we're out for our people, man. To wake up our people, to ring some bells in their head, man. To call them back home. Ultimately, only the elected are going to take heed and listen. But the trumpet is for all Israel, man. I was going to say, Israel, my call. So you so-called Neo Latinos, Native Americans, them on this sign, man. This is why we're out here for. To wake you up, man. To give you the words of prophecy, man. Because in the world, all you're going to get is folly, distractions and misdirections, man. Entertainment, While again, you have the real man of the Lord out here to give you the word, man. The most important word you can hear, man. More important than a presidential emergency announcement, More important than a celebrity, whatever, man. Take into, man. These are the words of Yahweh Shai. Lift up our voice like a trumpet, meaning, loud, man. Bold. A trumpet is a bold instrument, man. A trumpet, you can't be a weak person playing a trumpet. You got to give a lot of air to blow a trumpet, So again, going to us, giving that warning, hey, man, eventually, we're going to stop giving warning because that's Habakkuk 2. It's going to speak for itself. What the hell we out here for, niggas shooting? We got, martial law troops out here hemming people up. We're going to stand here like some dummies.
Right, you duck
yeah,
it.
like, oh.
Hey, yo, get this precept.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, get that op. That's right. You don't have some dumbass.
Ain't nobody listening, man.
Yeah.
That's like, during the, remember the January 6th riots?
Oh, yeah.
Where, was it, I think ISUBK was out there?
One of them,
yeah. Well, if it wasn't ISUBK, forgive me if I'm wrong. But I believe it was ISUBK and other Israelite camps out there during the time of all that commotion. Ain't no edifying being done or made during the time of chaos and confusion and disruption. You sitting here reading when it's people pushing and shoving the police and running back and forth and running all over the place. Ain't nobody sitting there listening. They distracted with the madness going on, with the event taking place. It's like the brother said, during the time of Jacob's trouble, we not gonna be out here. We gonna be put through the Lord willing and through the Spirit. We gonna be put up and out of dangerous way and just observing. We gonna be on the. Now we in the streets. Now we out here. Now we on the corners. But it's gonna be a time where we gonna be put to the side and just be observing. We gonna be observing judgment, observing the chaos, observing the disruption, We observing now. We observing things now, but we gonna be. It's gonna be a full. It's gonna be like a movie, and we just gonna be observing, and Lord willing, put to the side when all hell breaking loose and watching everybody judgment take place.
Isn't that Psalm 91? Only with our eyes shall I see the reward of the wicked. Is that Psalm 91?
Yeah, I think it's, man. Or it's when 1,000 go fall on one
Yeah,
side.
that's Psalm 91 too.
Yeah, we go be observing. When people starving to death, we gonna see it. When people getting unalived and deleted, we gonna see it.
We're witnesses of the Lord, man.
Yeah.
We're here to witness. We're witnesses unto Yahweh Shai, man. So again, that's how again, when we get delivered, Lord, we call that number. That's gonna be our testimony, man. We was delivered from all this shit, man.
We witnessing now, like literally, like we could see it. We see the things taking place. We see the prophecies unfolding. We see the prophecies and scriptures jumping off the pages. And then sometimes, I don't want to say it get overwhelming, but like you be like, damn, like this really happening. Like this is legit. Like this is for real. Signs, blood moons, eclipses, earthquakes. You see the MOTB. You be seeing famines taking place in certain parts of the world. We seeing the earthquakes. We seeing the uproars of the people, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, wars and rumors of wars. Like we in the flesh, seeing these things take place. We witnessing the Lord's work. And not only that, we know the things coming next, and we sitting waiting patiently for it to come next. Chariot sightings, UFOs in the news. I mean, we witnessing it. We could see. We see the weapons of the Lord's indignation already created, just waiting to be used. We could see the nuclear destruction getting ready to take place. But man, like it's a beautiful thing and a blessing, and it's a lot to take in. But the Lord gave us the spirit, mind, and body to be able to hold this information and not bug out. Because everybody can't handle the truth.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 7, verse 14. They have blown the trumpet, even to make all ready.
That who's the day again? The prophets, man, the watchmen. The real people blowing the trumpet, man. The warning, sounding alarm. But you got other truthers out there, that might not, again, associate with what, again, the words of Yahweh Shai, but they see the shit going on, man. You got it says in Ecclesiastes 12th chapter, the day that the houses, the keepers of the house shall tremble, goes into the economists, man. People that watch, the markets and pay attention to what's going on with the money flow in the world economy, man. And they tripping, man. They bugging out, saying it's gonna be something bad, man. Preppers, But again, who's really getting ready for the return of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man? The marriage of the Lamb. Only the elect, man. You got people out there that might know something. They still let brother say about his brother, going on Yahweh. They gonna say a whole bunch of shit like, damn, he on point. And Yahweh, then you like, oh man, he bugged out because he don't have all the pieces of the puzzle, man. And that's very important, man. 99% just ain't enough, man. 100%, man. You can get everything right besides Revelation 13 verse 16 on down, man. And that's the biggest mistake you can take, man. You can know about Esau and who the devil is, and this being Rome 2.0, what the devil's gonna do with his agenda, right? But he take that device, man. It's over with. It's better you have known nothing. You should just play dumb. You know what I'm saying? This nuclear missile gonna come in here, man.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 7, verse 14. They have blown the trumpet, even to make all ready, but none go into the battle. For my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof.
Yep. So the Lord's mad at everybody. You know. And we get chastised. You know. The Lord put hell on us, but He said for our sake He's going to defer His anger. You know, for the elect's sake, He gonna put it on everybody else though. You know, the Lord from the top to the bottom is pissed, man, at the condition of the earth and how people been conducting themselves. Think about how the Lord was thinking in Genesis 6th chapter, the days before the flood, man. The Lord was so mad He was going to do away with creation. Back then, this was thousands of years ago, man.
Right.
When women were still covered up, when nobody twerking, when no OnlyFans, you know, well, none of that folly out here, man. You know, maybe pockets here and there. You got people worshiping idols and doing other shit, you know, but not to the extent going on here in modern day times in 2025, man. Not even close. You know, so what's the Lord going to do with a setup like this, man? You know, as we say, when the elect's sake, no flesh should be saved. The Lord be like, man, I'm good this time. I'm about to blow this bitch off the map. You know,
So you about to just wipe the table clean and just start over. You know, and in a way, I mean, that's kind of what He did. You know what? We just go wash the table. We go flood everything, wash it, drown everything in water, start over. You know, this time, you know, with these nuclear missiles, that's wiping the table. Yeah, we gonna wipe the table clean, cause you got to think, it's worlds on top of worlds. You know, like when they get into the fossils and they see on the, y'all watch that Noah's Ark on Amazon, where they was showing like it was proof that a flood really happened. Well, anyway, you know, they was going to like certain parts of the earth and they was saying they was pretty much proving that that there was a great flood or a great event that really did happen. You know, which was the time of Noah, and it was like showing like levels. You know, like levels of the earth. You know, like they say, if you keep digging, you go find something. You know what I mean? You keep digging in the earth, you go find something. They say it's underwater cities that's underwater now, and in the future, it's gonna be some more underwater cities. You get what I'm saying? So you know, like this world getting ready to get wiped clean with nuclear missiles. The script says the mountains gonna be removed out of their place. 1 minute it's gonna be a mountain there. The next minute that mountain gonna be gone. You know, that mountain might be underwater. That mountain might be completely destroyed. America gonna be completely destroyed and made desolate.
This is the book of 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 9. The Lord is not slack concerning His promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
all the elect should come to repentance. You know, the time of them coming to the knowledge of the truth, acknowledging their faults, returning unto Yahweh Shai, repenting, and being sealed, man. With the knowledge again and wisdom of Yahweh Shai, which our apostle Nelson on down has been preaching, man. Through the Spirit. So again, the Lord is long suffering to us so that we can get built up, man. But again, going to the words of the Lord, hey man, everything's on schedule, meaning the Lord's words are faithful and true, man. His report, right, is faithful and true. What other people got going on in the world and your agendas and the shit that you put out there that didn't come to pass, that came to naught, the widow breakdowns, everybody kumbaya and all this other stuff and get a great rapture. The Lord ain't dealing with that stuff, man. Come as you are. The whole Christian, that's why Apostle always say, we're not dealing with you Christians, man. Because you don't deal with the scriptures. They don't deal with prophecy, man. You're on your own timeline and schedule, man. And again, going to the time we're in, man, the Lord is cutting all the bullshit, man. He's cutting stuff thin. The Lord ain't doing no addition. He's doing a lot of subtracting. You see people getting their candlesticks removed, man, bugging out, getting ousted.
It's like the final cut.
That's what it is.
It's like the Lord trimming the fat. Like, all right, you off the team, you off the team, you off the team. It was brothers that was on the team that ain't a part of the team no more. Like it's, things be happening, things be taking place.
Yep, because many are called, few are chosen. Go ahead, Peter.
This is the book of 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise.
Yep, and what great noise is that? Everybody applauding, cheering on the return of the Lord. Hey, the Lord back, everybody. Oh man, that's Revelation 1:7. Nations shall wail because of him. They're gonna be weeping. They're talking about real deal, boo-hoo, breakdown crying, man. On the ground, can't pull themselves together. You know, with the mass deletion that's coming, you know, the stuff that's getting ready to be happening on the earth, man. You know, people are gonna be again, ultimately melted, man. That's Malachi 4:1. All the proud and all that do wickedly shall be stubble, man. The Lord don't discriminate. You be like, hey man, what did the tree ever do to offend the Lord? They gotta go, man. You know, you see all these animals you was going to have these past couple of days, man.
Right.
With all the type of like damn mutations, man, mutants on the earth, just like a Simpsons cartoon, man. Coming out the water with 3 eyes and shit. That's happening on the earth. That's not supposed to be happening, man. There's natural stuff that happens. You know, nature takes its course. Animals do catch diseases and get sick. It's normal, just like the body, man. But how it's happening, you know, and the magnitude of it is not normal, man. You can't sit here and say it's normal.
No, that ain't normal, bro.
You know, so that's why the Lord gotta bring that fire to clean all this stuff up, man. All the byproducts, the extra plastic. They said the average human on Earth today has about a plastic spoonful of plastic in their brain. What? Niggas talking about keeping the commandments, man. You know, I keep all. You know, like come on, man.
And no, you don't.
You don't.
Can't.
We're polluted. That's why we're gonna shed this skin too, man. The Lord not beating up your tennis shoes, man. You know, and your Louis Vuitton bags. The Lord not beaming that up, man. He'll take the spirit that's pure, and that body, whatever's gonna happen to it, it might just drop to the ground. I don't know.
I'm about to say, yeah,
who knows, man?
We gonna be transformed. So shit,
we gonna shed it.
Yeah, this flesh go get.
See you later.
Yeah, right. You gonna be in a whole nother body. So this flesh is defiled. You know, like the brother just said, we got microplastics all in the brain. We got parasites. You know, with whatever other ailments or diseases or viruses we might know about or might not know about. You know, you got these people walking around here with stuff they don't even know they got. You know, due to the fact of the earth being so defiled and sick, and the food and the poison we under subjection to, the air, the water, the food. Here in North Carolina, they talking about you can't go swimming in certain bodies of water due to the fecal bacteria. So if you want to go take a cannonball in a river or a lake, you pretty much cannonballing into a body of water of shit, basically. Fecal matter and whatever else people peeing and releasing out their bodies. Chemicals, medications, viruses. It's like they straight up said, just don't go swimming, stay out the water. And then you go to certain beaches, it's flesh-eating bacteria. So if you go up in certain waters with a little scraper cut, you might mess around and come out that water even more messed up later down the line.
You know, all the natural beauties of America is gone. Which, you know, there's still glimpses of it. You can go to, you know, national parks and, you know, check out a few sites and stuff, but you know at the back of your mind, this shit ain't right, man. You know, you're gonna see in the middle of the forest a Coca-Cola bottle. It's like, why is there a Coke bottle? I'm 30 miles inland,
right?
You know, but somehow, some way, you got, you know, plastic all the way up in here, man. You know, because again, this is what happens when you got bad root shit, man. And ain't nobody upset about it. You know, look at this shit. That's unbelievable. Go ahead, read your Peter.
This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 3, and verse 10, finishing it off. Which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
Yep. So when you really think about it, the stuff that you take so serious on this earth, your job, your worldly possessions, you know, your career, the woman you're trying to chase after or you're dealing with, it's all gonna be turned to dust, man. Especially here in so-called America. It's really talking about so-called America, man. You know, being Babylon the Great. Everything is gonna be dissolved, man. Nuclear missile, nuclear fire do not care about no Lamborghini Murcielago. You don't care about no Kanye West. You don't care about none of that stuff, man. It do not, you know, the wrath of the Lord, there's no discrimination, man. Old, young, read that in the scriptures, man. Ezekiel 9, man. All those that don't have that mark of exemption, they're gonna be slayed utterly, man. No questions asked. You know? No, here, let's talk about it. We're gonna be way past that point, man. You know? Way beyond that point, man. Where you can sit and reason with the Lord. We're talking about, again, think about the most scarce animal on the planet. Can you talk to that animal and say, don't kill me? Is there any way you're gonna negotiate with a hungry lion, a hungry male lion that's fed up, you know, and hungry and frustrated? Can you pay him off? No, you can't, man. A bear, he gonna tow at you and he gonna do what he want with you, man. At least you got a standard, a gun or something. But even still, man, when it's your time to go, hey, man, these spirits of vengeance, again, there's no negotiation. We're talking about the spiritual realm, man. We're not talking about, you know, Ray and, you know, the physical part. There's spirits on these lions that tear people up. That dog that tore that lady's damn arm off a whole hour and then she died. That's a spirit, man.
And they said it was what her boyfriend dog. I think they said was in the house. Yeah, that happened recently, right?
Yeah, not too long ago.
It happened recently. Yeah, the dog mauled her for a minute. Yeah.
You got some?
Yeah, I got some too.
All right, yeah, you still got yours, bro.
Yeah, I got a couple.
Get yours and we'll bounce.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 15 and verse 3. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Yep. What does it mean to appoint? Mean you've been chosen for this. You know? Appointment. Here, this is your time scheduled for this. Go ahead.
The sword to slay.
So you're going to get appointment for a sword. Which the modern sword is what? Is a gun. You see Jake getting blicky down all day. That's light work compared to what Esau can do. Esau coming with armed military men with full armor to the T trucks, man. What are you going to do with that? When they go and start raiding people's house, you know? Doing door-to-door checks. You worried about ICE? And they can militarize as we speak. What's the difference between a person with no papers and you? When especially they start changing the system, man. Oh, you're not registered in this new world order. You don't got a chip. Go, you know what I'm saying? That's what you're gonna do, man.
And speaking of how bad things go be, recently it was reports coming out about men posing as ICE agents that was
Raping women,
that was raping women. You know, snatching women up and raping them.
And I ain't gonna lie, that's a fear. I mean, worldly fear of mine. Like, imagine some nigga playing police and pull your ass over. You know, sometimes they, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's some fucked up shit.
No, you really think it's the police or somebody in authority, and you go comply.
They grab you up and do.
Yeah, you know, you might allow them to put your hands behind your back and handcuff you, put you in a vehicle, and come to find out, it's some straight up weirdo. And now you just willingly got took captive, and not anybody had a way with you, and that's a scary thing, you know.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 15 and verse 3. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. The sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy.
Yeah, and the Lord is allowing Esau to gear up. You know, like the brother's going into with ICE. ICE is going to be teaming with these robots. You know, teaming up to come after you, Jakes. You know, it's going to arm their ground force, so they can go house to house. You know, really get law and order upkeeping for this NWO. Oh, you don't got the MOT to the B. Well, you can't shop here. You can't have any of these supplies or this food. They're gonna have ground troops ready to go. Drones in the air, weaponized. You know.
Yep. And you put in the chat a couple days ago about tokenization. Everything that you encounter with in your life is gonna be lock and key, man. Your car, it can be all tokenized, man. You look at these Teslas, man. You got a dude on the side of the road with a Tesla truck. You remember that video?
Yeah.
You know, he got locked out of his shit.
On the highway.
On the highway. Talking about, you know, update, fail, whatever. I mean, you would think, again, Jake would stay away from shit like this. Jake don't never catch a break nowhere, but you want to get an whole electric truck.
Hey, you know what probably happened? He probably didn't pay that
bill or something.
Pay the loan back.
Yep, they can do that shit.
Yep. Yeah, that car payment.
You made that car payment, yeah.
Yep.
They shut them down.
Your car connected to the damn to the grid, so he ain't paid, shut him down.
That's your credit, that's your social credit score system. Oh, you liking videos talking about America gonna be destroyed. Your social credit score going down, man. Good luck going to Whole Foods. You ain't going to Whole Foods. You going to the corner store. You know, you ain't coming here no more. You know what I'm saying? They can do that, man.
Word.
You're trying to eat right. You know, and they already do that with Whole Foods. They got the damn hand scanner, man. You don't got a hand scanner, no hand, no pay, no play. You know what I'm saying?
And it was like three or 4 years ago. I went to pick up something,
Yep.
and I saw the little palm reader thing, and only Jake in the store, only Jake woman in the store, Jake period, besides me and her.
Right.
And I said, people actually use this? She was like, yeah. And that was like, 3-4 years ago. Yeah.
Yep. It's social engineering. The people, they pay a lot of money to social engineer this technology because it is strange, man. That's like imagine before the tap to pay. Even before that,
and then your
get
phone,
it social.
You could tap your phone.
Yeah, before even that, people was using cash. What they say, cash is king. And everybody started using this piece of plastic. You know, it took time for people to start getting used to using cards. That was weird.
But now you got people. Now I don't carry cash anymore. There's a lot of people that don't even carry cash anymore.
And it's women.
Yeah.
It's women, bro. Every woman on my job, I don't. Why would I carry cash? And old man was like, you never know. You need cash in case you get mugged or robbed or something. And it was like, I was like, that's not gonna happen. But women never use cash. It's like a disease to touch cash them or something, and they're gonna push that MOTB.
I recently started using cash, and every time there are people ringing me up, they got their head down, just looking at the point of sale, and I'm just like, here goes the cash. They're like, oh, let me change this,
bro. And don't, let's say that what you get is like $11.25.
Yeah.
Don't give them like a big bill in a quarter.
Oh yeah.
And they're gonna be like, you know.
Yeah, that's true. It's the beat system, the NWO, this whole digitization, everything is getting normalized, man. That's how you know we're really close because, especially the new age, group of people, like you said, women, they always into that new fashion, trendy shit, and the men follow suit, man. It is a feminine, it's mad feminine. Like, why don't you just swipe my hand to pay for some shit?
That's correct. Actually, recently, a woman asked me because I pulled my wallet out and she was like, "Why you got cash?" What kind of question? But now you got to think about it. Why would you ask me why I got cash?
Yep.
Like, why wouldn't I have cash? Like, that's how you pay for things,
Yeah, brother got a precept.
Yeah, I got a couple too.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, and verse 16. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
Yep. So he calls it all. So it's going to be a kingly decree. It's not going to be some random motherfucker on the corner, man, that's going to have everybody taking chips. It's going to be an orchestrated a system, law and order. Again, these devils pushing their agenda down, man. So that he's going to Esau, and more specifically the elites of Esau, man, the elite banking families of Esau, the niggas with all the money,
Yep. They're working with the elites of these other nations to establish this NWO.
Yep.
Behind the scenes, there's a lot going on that mainstream media is not reporting.
But that's not their job, They don't report the news; they make the news, They make up shit.
Well, wasn't the Rockefellers that brought out all the news media outlets?
I wouldn't be surprised.
They brought all the news medias out so they can only push what they, just like with the education, just like with the medical system.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's Lex Luthor, Superman. He bought the Daily Planet.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Had their rivals. So he can control the media that went out. His image.
I know when you look at the names, it's a whole bunch of 1948ers that own all the medias, the news, the record labels, the ORN, the XXX, they own all of that, And then when you go into the C-19 and they was bringing out the Pharma and the Moderna and all that, it was all 1948ers.
say we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but the rulers of the darkness of this world. You know, the powers that be that rule behind the scenes, pushing all type of agendas and wickedness upon the world. And the Lord is going to disappoint the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. That enterprise, that NWO is not going to work. They allow everyone to get all degenerate, so they're easier to rule over. You know, we got a nation of people that's just, oh, I just want pleasure, right? But
Yep. That's true, because that's all, especially so-called America, they teach you about pleasure. That's how they can get you in the system, man. You know, you're not self-sufficient. You're not saying, you got a few people that say, I'm going to go off the grid and what's it called, homestead and shit. But even still, they can outlaw that stuff, man.
Let's do that.
The book of
You got some real quick, and of course, the AI overview is not going to give you, you know, but it says no. The Rockefellers did not buy the entire media. It says the Rockefeller family has historically been influential in the idea that they brought the media, which they did. Because here it goes. It says the Rockefeller Foundation has funded journalism.
yeah, so it's like that's what the scriptures mean. He's sharp. He
But
sharpened his
tongue.
You know, he
Yep.
whets his tongue like a sword.
Yep.
You know, Esau, he uses words. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and he realized words have power, right? And it's the word of his people, the people of his nation that he wants to deceive to take this MOT to the V. Because of our people, you know, there's a small remnant that are going to reject it.
Right.
You know? Yeah, bro.
Yeah. It says radio stations, television presence, and journalism outlets, media.
Exactly. When you control the narrative. That's
Mm-hmm.
why there's an old video game, Modern Warfare 3. As soon as the intro starts, all Modern Warfare is based on deception. You know, and they got all these books and stuff on it, right? But all Modern Warfare is based on deception.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 13, and verse 17. That no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
So no man can buy, sell, ultimately participate in this world unless you have this MOTB mark, man. You know, you plug into, his tokenized economy, whatever the centralized database is going to be called, to do your transactions, to buy, to sell, to, again, get a job, have a license, be able to travel. You can't do none of that unless you have this MERK, man, unless you're approved, be it your Karagma device, man.
Yep, and that's why that's why we see a lot of things moving forward with cryptocurrency. Because now with the tokenization, everything is going to be digital asset. Everything you have physical is going to be turned into a digital asset that can be easily programmable, tracked, and it's on a blockchain. And we're moving to where he's going to be able to see where all these different transactions. He wants to be like the Most High, know everything that everyone is doing, so you can keep a digital record on you. You can have a digital avatar. And they're coming out with a new movie, Avatar 3. And you seen the most recent one that came out, Esau came and destroying the wildlife, the paradise of the earth to set up his NWO. He wants to take the world. He wants to defeat Yahweh by Shema Shah, but it's not going to happen. Hold on, Romans 9 and 13. The Spirit's like when rest from pages turn.
Yeah, I got a few precepts.
Book of Revelation 13. It's the book of Revelation 13, and verse 18 says, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Yep. And you go into the 603 score 6 is that 666 system, man. Shy size stigma. You go into the chai, CHI, it looks like an X. That's them Xing out Yahweh Shai. No more rules of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai. That's, Psalm 83rd chapter. Let us cut their bands asunder. They don't want to be under servitude in the rules of Yahweh Shai, the laws of physics and nature. He ultimately wants to get past that bound that's been set for him, man. He wants to be boundless, endless, and limitless. He's only going to be able to achieve that via his so-called, which he thinks, via his so-called science, man. But again, everything's about anti-Yahweh Shai, man. They're not promoting Yahweh Shai returning, man. Them small hats over there, they not, they sacrificing red heifers, for the third temple. The third temple is spiritual, man. There's not gonna be no third temple, but nobody's contesting that. Ain't nobody like, wait a second, that's not in the scriptures about building a third physical temple via a red heifer. That ain't in the Bible, But nobody's saying nothing about that, man. Because again, they have their system is all about forwarding, pushing away the agenda of Yahweh Shai. So the Shai and the Shai and the side looks like a serpent, man. And that's Esau and his deception, his cunning craftiness, man. Him deceiving the world. Again, he has to deceive the world to take his MERK, man. That means it's gonna be some high level left hand side shit, man. Yeah. It's not gonna be some lame. I ain't taking no MOTV. That shit lame. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some wow. The reason why when John got the vision about so-called America, it was a woman, but he was all in wooed after her, man. That goes into wandering after the beast. That's the most people on this earth, man. They're wandering after the beast. They're all drunk into the philosophies and the new age bullshit. We don't need God. We got GMOs. You don't need to have a man and wife to produce them. Or you got a robot. You can pop a robot. Have designer baby. You know what I'm saying? This is what's happening in the world, and everybody's just la. But they'll argue about stupid shit, man. About dumb trades. Oh, so and so he went to this team. Who cares, man?
Yeah, that shit's stupid. They recently just said they making a robot that's able to
make a baby.
Yeah, make it.
That's it. Yeah.
Here we go.
Deliver
Chinese scientists are reportedly creating the world's first pregnancy robot to carry and deliver human babies.
Yep. And the land of Moab is in big trouble too. We get on. Again, we know what's gonna happen in so-called America, but over there in Moab land, that shit is fucked up too. They already got the NWO system over there, man.
And just like Elon Musk has his Neuralink brain chip, China is in competition coming up with their own brain chip as well.
That's another one.
They're trying to make the robot look fine.
Yeah. Man, come on, man. I seen some of them sex dolls. Some of them sex dolls look real.
But you see, when you growing up as a kid, them cartoons, they be all shaky and stuff.
Yeah.
They getting you ready for shit like that, man.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers ain't real.
I don't know if y'all probably remember. It's like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
The redhead.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Man.
Yeah.
Curvy as
Yeah,
hell.
curvy. Yo.
Voluptuous.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. That's it. But you want the Romans 9? This is Romans chapter.
This is the book of Revelations 13 and verse 18. It says, "Here's wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man."
Yep, so Esau system, boy.
And his number is 666.
Yep, and again, that's that vibration, man. Again, the shy side stigma. And the stigmas gets played all together, man. That's the final piece of the puzzle, is that MERK device, man. And again, as prophecy progresses, again, we preach it's the RFID microchip, but now they got nanotech, man. You can have a nano under the skin that's gonna be really invisible, man. Yeah. Type of chip. They already have that stuff, man. Microsoft, all they're gonna do is make the text smaller, so it's less invasive. You got people, they are getting chips, but how much more would be more appealing if you didn't really see it like that? You know what I'm saying? Just to me thinking,
Yeah, and I saw something this morning. You go through your news apps and stuff and be looking. It's either China or Japan has a needle, a syringe that it, outside of the skin is hard, but once it starts going through the skin, it's softened so it doesn't hurt. That's another way I think they're gonna probably push this thing too. So especially on kids and stuff like that, babies.
Yep.
I was like, man, they showed the video of it. that thing just softens up as soon as it starts getting,
Yeah, the amount of control that Esau either really wants, and it only explains that higher power had to set him up. If you really think about the type of control on the world stage that he's trying to, really, bring forth, for the Most High to allow him, he's going to allow him to get to why he's eating. So he's going to allow, the Lord's going to allow this thing to really progress. And we're in Operation Wolf.
Yep, and speaking of Japan, all right, it's a micro C-hip technology over there. It's called IPPO, IPPO. You know,
Go ahead and speak.
oh yeah, it's called IPPO, and they already have a RFID MOTB a RFID MOTB micro C-hip implementation over there. People already micro C-hip over there in Asia and in Japan. Like, and you can look up IPPO, IPPO, Goldex, IPPO micro C-hip implant. And I seen it. It was over 4 years ago when I first seen it, but they've been micro C-hipping people over there for years. So people are the ball already rolling. And this didn't just happen overnight. You know what I mean? This NWO system, the micro C-hip implants, it didn't happen overnight. It's already been happening. It's been happening for years already. It just has to become made mandatory on a global level yet. You get what I'm saying? But that time is coming. Yeah, gradualism. All right, this is Romans chapter 9, verse. It says 16.
I think it's 17.
I'm gonna start at 16. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of Yahweh that sheweth mercy.
Yeah, it's not of him that willeth. It's not of your own will, Esau, Edom. Jacob, is going to be the one that comes into power once you're taken down. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob will be the beginning of it that followeth. Yahweh Shai is that last, empire. Yahweh Shai was that the rock, that broke the stone, the statue into pieces. And his kingdom will reign forever upon the earth. Yahweh Shai is coming back with the heavenly armies to bring this man down. You don't got enough power. You'll never be ready. The Avengers won't even be enough. You brothers got it.
Did you just want a 16?
No, 17.
All right. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up.
Yeah, because everybody looks at this dude, Elon, as Tony Stark. Like, this dude's a loser. Overweight. Tony Stark, but he ain't Chad, though. With all his, he don't got no women just on the side, just, flaunting around. It's like, what are we talking about here? He's a deadbeat. He's on child support. The richest man in the world's on child support. But he's going to save the world. Come on, yo.
You see his black son, right?
Yeah, they got a black son in South Africa. You think it's an AI? Oh yeah, I think that's a legit picture.
I know, right? That's what Esau did. Remember what Esau did? He went with his mom that wanted to marry. Who was it? What nation of people was it?
It was Ham.
It was Ham, but I don't know exactly which one.
Yeah.
That's what Esau did. Secretly.
Yeah, that's a straight up terror right there. But everybody's got it.
That I might shew my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
That's right. So,
yeah, just going to again how the perfect example is Esau. Him and his pride, he can't be touched. His inevitability equation, is unbreakable. That's what Esau does. He deals with left hand magic and mathematics. Esau's a carnal man. He don't deal with what we deal with, being faithful. Everything has to be played out, physically. So when he puts stuff out, it's all orchestrated. It's not random. The elites aren't like you. You just get up one day, oh, I feel like going to the gym. That's not how they move, man. You know, it's real strategic, real purposeful.
Strategic
You know,
plan.
yeah, exactly. So when this thing gets to a point where the Lord says enough is enough, he gonna be souped up. He gonna look like he never gonna be taken down, man. Especially when the AI, if the AI stuff really takes off and the shit's looking like iRobot, you know, like some weirdo sci-fi stuff, like real deal. You already see it happening.
Hey, you seen them the first robot Olympics?
Yeah,
Where they had
basketball.
They had the robots shooting basketball, robots having boxing matches, robots dancing.
Yep.
Like they on their way to having Terminators running around this joint.
But again, going to Esau, it just made me think about the Tower of Babel. Elder Yashwamba always makes the linking point, which is true, man. Everything being one, because that's the power of unity, man. But he want to unify the world in wickedness, man. The standard of him, and again, the image of of the beast, man. But the Lord confound the language again. It could be him crashing the AI system, man. Now that's how the mission's gonna be shot. Who knows, man? The Lord can confound it because all that stuff is coding, it's language. When AI, you talk about AI, the real back, you see dots and periods, but behind the scenes is numbers, man. Mathematics. So the Lord can confound his language, the language of that bullshit, man. Everything gonna be fucked up. The Lord ultimately is gonna have a crash course with the system because just like he did with Pharaoh was untouchable. His military was off the chain. His influence. You're talking about Pharaoh, man. Niggas still want to be Egyptians now and be a Pharaoh. Talking about what them gods is, man. Name some of them fucking Anubis and all this other bullshit.
Ramses.
Yeah. They niggas still want to go back to Egypt. But the Lord he gonna go like this.
Right.
Snap that shit down,
man. Hey, did we read Psalm 64?
No.
I got this real quick. Because he sparked this right here. He sparked the 6th verse. This is Psalm 64 and 5. The whole chapter is a banger. It says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them?
Yeah, there's power in that. There's power as a leader, to have authority. Just he speaks a word and it comes to pass.
Yeah. Yep.
That's why the elites. That's why they are looking behind the scenes. If you don't see them, then you can start measuring yourself up. Well, he's not really a man. Look at him.
Mm-hmm.
So we can talk shit about their underlings all day long.
Yep.
But even there's a power in that mystery that they have.
Right.
Yep. That's what they're called, the hidden ones. They're the faceless and nameless. We could tie them to the Rothschilds and Rockefellers, but if they were walking across the street, besides the ones that we've seen, like David Rothschild,
it could literally be one standing right there.
We would never know.
You would never know.
Yeah.
Because their power is secrecy.
And that's how behind the scenes, they can really, cause things to happen.
Yeah.
You guys got it.
Yep. Psalm 64 and 6 it says, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep.
Think about the tons and tons of money this devil spent on research. Millions and billions and trillions of dollars, doing a diligent search on the stuff he's trying to do, man.
Hey, lives lost doing that too.
Oh yeah.
Experiments and shit.
Yeah. People really don't understand how much money is being spent on this AI technology. You have companies like I think Google and Apple, where their market cap is more than like the GDP of a country like Japan. That's two companies that are just America based. But people think China's gonna catch up. That's all. It's a scam.
And what it all boils down to is them trying to get that birthright back. So they don't give a damn how much they spend, who lives they
right,
what I'm saying? It's my birthright and I fucking want it. But that's not how the Lord had it set up.
Because they could really use all that money to enrich these cities.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about billions upon
trillions.
Yeah, billions upon billions of dollars on a quarterly basis. One company making, grossing, profiting billions of dollars.
Yep.
It's crazy.
It says, verse 7, Psalm 64 and 7, but Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. They shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves, all that see them shall flee away.
So they thought they were protected behind in the secret, but the Lord pierced the veil. You know, now everything, all his plans are out in the open now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Lord has exposed this man. He's made him vulnerable.
2 Corinthians 2. Least Satan should get an advantage of us. Oh, our spirit. Let me shut the fuck up.
John, you need to bring it up.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
That's right. So we're not ignorant. Ignorant means without knowledge. Means
lack of knowledge.
Yeah, you lack knowledge. You don't know something. You know, so the devices, a device is a plan. So the plans of the wicked, the crafty, you know, the serpent was more subtle than any of the beasts of the field, any of the other nations. So they have high level wisdom. You know, and wickedness level. You know, they search out iniquity. They do a diligent search. You know, I think that's what we just read, right? But read it again.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
That's right. His devices, his plans, we've been well informed. The Lord has given us the rundown, what he plans to do. That's why you read about Elisha, you know, when they got rolled on, and that's a great, it might be 16, you know, it talks about Elisha.
Yeah.
You know, he might be
When he got beamed up.
Yeah, Esau do his research. Shit, he got archaeologists.
Look at that bird, yo.
It's huge.
Damn.
Looking at a bird's nest, he might be eating them.
Yeah, that looks like there's a bird's nest right there.
He might
Somebody
have got
put something like a cup.
Oh yeah.
That's another one.
It might be eating a squirrel or something. There's a bunch of squirrel nests up there. Damn. They gonna be clawing Jay eyes.
Yeah, man, the ravens, the crows, the vultures. You go to Bojangles, you see a vulture sitting at the dumpster. For real. I just seen it recently. That's my idea. I seen a vulture chilling at the dumpster with the crows.
Eating GMOs.
Eating fried chicken and biscuits.
They ready. The spirit's prepared for vengeance.
You know what the brothers was looking at? They were looking down here.
Oh,
Yeah.
The book of 2 Kings, chapter 6, verse 11, it says, Therefore the heart of the king of Syria was sore troubled for this thing, and he called his servants and said unto them, Will ye not shew me which of us is for the king of Israel?
Yeah, because their plans kept getting leaked. You know, how is it that we tell the elites what they're gonna do, what they were planning, what they were thinking about? You know, the Lord had brothers say things when they watch our videos, because the elites most definitely are watching. You know, they the men of the Lord, the apostles, right, the elder bishops, right, and they're through our apostles and elders are always exposing what this man is about to do. You know, he's getting ready to do because the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai revealing this guy.
I got what you just said real fast. This is Obadiah 6 verse. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?
By the prophets. You know, it's done by his servants, the prophets. You know,
And we're assisted by the whistleblowers,
yeah.
you know, the insiders amongst Edom, you know.
That's right.
Esau telling on Esau.
Yep.
Their own tongues shall fall upon themselves.
yeah, because of how Esau operate, you know, what they call it, revelation of the method. Oh, this shooting, 33 people died. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, you're gonna pick up. Why keep seeing this damn number all the fucking time?
Right.
You know, because that's them telling on themselves, man. Because that's how they, you know, Esau gonna be the devil. He's gonna be wicked. He's gonna use subtlety. He's gonna use his code. He's gonna talk to each other. He's gonna talk to his, his elite friends. Oh, I knew that. I know what that means. You know,
The hand gestures and signs.
hand signs. Yep.
You
All
know,
that stuff is all on the open, man. Books about
yeah,
this stuff.
not you. If you watching TV or looking at magazines, and you see people, why is these men always having their hands
Throwing
like
the
this,
horn up and shit.
or throwing a horn up? Like, what is that about?
Yeah.
Eventually people go catch on to it.
Just like a prime example, that guy just passed from the Cosby Show. You know, those that in the
Theodore.
know, like Bill. Bill's still in the know. Maybe locked up, but he's still in the know. And he said, that wasn't no accident. They know these things. Why do you think you rarely see people that's, athletes, entertainers, when someone amongst them pass away, you don't see them speaking out too much about it. Yeah, prayers for his family, because they know what's up.
Once you get in that life, you really can't escape it.
Yeah.
It's a trap.
This is the book of Second Kings, chapter 6, and verse 11. It says, "Therefore the heart of the king of Syria was sore troubled for this thing, and he called his servants and said unto them, Will ye not shew me for which of us is for the king of Israel? And one of his servants said, None, my lord, O king, but Elisha the prophet that is in Israel telleth the king of Israel the words that thou speakest in thy bedchamber."
That's right. So we out here exposing what this man is doing in his bedchambers, in his secret places. His wicked plans to micro-see the world. To bring engineer famine, right? He's looking at so he can bring the people low. Right?
Elon Musk and is it Sam L?
Yeah, the CEO of OpenAI.
Yeah, they want to connect brains with artificial intelligence. So if they want to micro see hit people, they going to want to connect you to the web to where artificial intelligence could probably play on the people's minds.
Yeah, and they're saying it now. They've been doing it. They've been testing that technology. They're not gonna bring something out that they haven't tested already. It's been made successful already.
Play on people's thoughts, play on people's emotions. See if they can control a batch of people by using frequencies and sound waves.
Yeah, they do that now.
Yeah, they do it now. But once that micro C hit get up under people's skin, that's gonna be like a straight up, like a plug. Like they connect it straight into your cranium, straight into your brain, straight into your spirit, straight into your your neurons, or whatever the term is for it. I can't think of it right now. Because Esau Edom wants full control of the masses of the people.
Brothers, remember that movie? I forgot the name of it, man. Where he was always looking for a blue pill, and he would take that pill, and he would be smart, limitless. That's kind of like what this.
What's up, G?
What's up, man?
So y'all Muslim?
Nah, we are Israelites. Yeah. With the whole Elon Musk and people saying, "Oh, this changed my life," that's what it's gonna help push. You know what I'm saying? People gonna really want this thing. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, everybody already is dependent. Let me go to chat. Let me ask chat.
Yep.
People have, and what that does, what people don't really realize, that takes away your critical thinking skills.
Yeah. Hey,
and that cut you off because now you have, for the longest, you have people that type a word and it autocorrects.
Autocorrects.
People really don't even know how to spell. They just type in keys to say, "Let me get as close as possible." Or they have the voice.
Yep.
Right. Some people can't even read.
Yeah, and an example I'm using myself as an example. If it's a scripture, if I can't exactly remember where it's at, I'll go on Google. And type it in. That's a simple, small example. But like the brother said, the internet, the chat GPT and things like that, it could take away from you. Like the brother said, you got the auto spell, you got So now people using instead of actually remembering where certain locations is at or paying attention to their surroundings, now they constantly use the Google or the GPS to direct them instead of physically remembering it with themselves with their brains. It's like that this internet, it's a double-edged sword. It helps you, but it can also take away from you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's that scripture? You can use something for good or evil. You know.
Yeah, like the elders back then. They couldn't just pick up a cell phone and Google what is such and such, or they had to go read some books. They had to go dig. They had to go sit in libraries for hours. They had to be in and out the scriptures constantly. But now we blessed. We got information at the tips of our fingers, and now we don't even gotta do deep research no more. We could just ask.
That's Daniel's 12 and Daniel's 12th chapter.
Yeah,
Me shall run to and fro, knowledge shall be increased.
Yeah, we don't even gotta do research no more. Hey, Chat GPT, where is such and such and who was there?
Mm-hmm.
And then it spit the information right at you.
Yep. Do you have a free something for now, bro? Or we go back to whatever brother's got?
Yeah, I had a few, he was talking about,
Eventually Esau, he knows, the purpose of the prophets and that the Lord's dealing. That's why he hasn't really rolled like that. He kind of is creeping in, making it normal to kind of try to persecute what we're doing. You got Christians coming up and getting encouraged to talk shit about what we're doing stuff. Eventually lead to persecution. But they understand that us being raised up is a spiritual habit. But he's gonna have enough confidence eventually when he's really already pretty much right there with his NW agenda to say, yeah, we can get them off the corner. We don't, we can put hands on them. That's pretty much what the point will come into.
Just like prior to turn on the camera, and you coming up, God came out and was like, y'all with them down the street. People are trying to figure out who's teaching what. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they can better. They gonna all lump us together, but just to categorize who's who. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I mean, you talk about chat. How is it we going to chat GPT? They know what GMS. The information's out there.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 59, and verse 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh of the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun.
Yep, so the Lord, again, is going to bring forth the real fear, the fear of Yahweh Bahashem Shah upon the earth, man. Because everybody's afraid of everything except for the Creator and his own begotten Son, man. You're worried about your boss firing you. You're worried about your girlfriend cheating on you. You're worried about your car not working. You're worried about getting mugged. But you're not worried about, again, Yahweh Bahashem Shah returning with the host of angels and the wrath that is coming with you. So that's why they shall fear his name. Not Yahweh, JC, Allah, whatever, all the idol gods, man.
Yeah, it's going to say, fear not man, that can kill the body.
Yeah.
But fear him that can kill both man and afterwards throw your body in torment. The Lord can really torment you and bring you low. And scriptures say they're going to be tormented with fire and brimstone. And we know all those who worship after the beast are going to be, and whose names are not written in the Lamb's Book of Life, are going to take the microseat. Their judgment is going to be a lake of fire. Those times we're coming into. Right? Before that happens, Edom's going to come down with great wrath. Because that's the last thing he wants.
I got a precept for you right quick. Ecclesiasticus chapter 43, verse 29. The Lord is terrible and very great, and marvelous is his power.
Yep. Straight to the point. Which again, this world has fell away from that. Because why? Because they're so, distracted by the stuff of the world, man. Celebrities, presidents, whatever the hell people into now, man. Podcasters. They don't care about the will of Yahweh Bahashem Shai, man. They feel the Bible's outdated. Jake will come up and say, what, it's 2025, what the Bible got to do with me? You know what I'm saying? That's Jake, man.
Jake, man is so low. Men are so low. That's why you read in the book of Job. You know, the angel is like, he counts his own service as folly. You know, how much more man who's at a shadow upon the earth. That's how they, a shadow's here and all the next. The angels, you know, they immortal.
Yeah.
You know, ancient of days. How long? How, you know, you can't even put a number on it. You can't really even fathom it.
Yep, because that's what the Lord did. Ultimately, he hid himself. Because if you've seen the presence of the Lord 24/7, you think this should be going on the earth, man. The Lord up there, you can see a big Godhead up there. You know, Yahweh Shai is looking on the fellowship. Angels, you know, manifesting themselves. You wouldn't be doing what you're doing, man.
Yeah.
You know, but the Lord did that to see what you're going to do, man. You know, and that's, to me, that's the 8th chapter, man. It sounds like that's an evil work. Just because you don't see the Lord working, you think he's not there, man.
We'll say, when thy judgments on the earth, O Lord, the inhabitants of the world shall learn righteousness.
Exactly.
The people wouldn't even want, because if a group of men try to do something, people will hate it. That's not better than what we've been worshiping, you know? So the Lord is going to set up men, the government body, the nation of Israel, 144,000, to make sure that order is reestablished here on earth in the kingdom of heaven. You know? That presence is going to be on earth through his men.
That's right.
That's going to be the temple. And people are going to be in order.
And I got a precept going to what this brother said. Isaiah chapter 45, verse 15. This is the New International Version. Truly, you are a God who has been hiding himself, the God and Savior of Israel.
Yep. Because again, the Lord fell back, man. You know, he said, I'm going to see what these people, the end of these people, because they have no faith, man, especially talking about Jake. When we was getting brought over here on cargo slave ship, the Lord hit his face, man. You know, he wasn't, you know, he turned his face from us, man. We fell from grace, you know. And again, now to the point that, hey, the Lord, he's looking down from his heavenly throne. Again, the Lord can't wait to get down, man. You know, because that's how it is. You know, you walk out the room, you wait for people to start talking shit about you. You know, but you on the other end, you hear them. Okay, I ain't talking about me. You know, I'm gonna get you, man. And that's what the Lord is, man. He's gonna get all the people that have been talking shit, giving his prophets hell. You know, you women out here that can't get it together. You know, all out of order. Hey, man, after what happens on the earth, what's getting ready to happen, you're gonna be begging, man, for Yahweh Shai to reign, man. Talking about thermonuclear missiles, people having growing heads and all type of weird stuff. You know, infections on their hand because they took MOTB, missiles. You're gonna be like, man, Baba Kashah, man. And please.
You've been seeing the rabbits and the deers.
Yeah.
And the squirrels.
All the motherfucking animals.
Man.
Man.
You know, Esau running an experiment during those times. Let's see what happens if we put this out there.
Yep. And I was reading, and now it's coming out. They saying you might not exactly get what that animal has, but if you come in contact with a mosquito that bit that animal, you could possibly catch a different disease. I'm like, yo, I said I knew it was something. I knew there was something behind it. I'm like, it's because it's too much shit going on with these animals. They doing something. It's not normal.
And this isn't medical advice or anything.
No, we not medical professionals. This is
telling how it is.
We're just in the news. Something's going on.
Something's going on.
That's why men after work, they used to go to the bar.
Sure.
You know, and that's why women shouldn't be at the bar. You know, men supposed to get the liquor, get that courage.
That's funny you said that because women was not at those bars back then. Only time a woman showed up to the bar was to drag her husband up out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you seen The Simpsons? You ever seen
Exactly.
bars? You ever seen a woman up in them bars?
Nah.
Oh, man.
I got a precept. This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. And there went out, because y'all going to, you know what this devil's doing, what he's getting ready to do too. It says Revelation 6 and 4, there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
Oh, and you know what's crazy? They're trying to paint DJ Trump as this peace guy.
Yeah.
You know, a couple of months ago, they were talking about giving him the Nobel Peace Prize.
Give it to him.
You know, now you understand peace and safety been sudden destruction, and that's his MO the whole time. He was set up to take peace, but he's moving in deception, right? He that ran horse. Rat represents Esau, Edom, the so-called white man.
Yep.
A horse represents power. So he that sat it thereupon had great power to bring forth his desire in the earth.
Yep. It says, Revelation 6 and 4, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
That's right. And ultimately, the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord, right? And that great sword is really used for the Most High's whipping stick to the planet Earth.
Nation.
You know, his righteous anger, right? His indignation.
Yep. How's that?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 59 and verse 19. It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord.
Yeah, look at that nigga out of
Our
there.
sight from the west,
White chick, she was
and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, shall lift up his standard.
But the standard is going to be for the elect. Right? What's happening again? This devil's he's bringing this NWO in by force. You know, you're going to he had 2 horns like a lamb, spoke as a dragon. You know, you're going to dragon Draco, man. You know, draconian laws, man. Death for anything, man. Any type of defiance, any type of rebellion or disobeying orders, man. You're gonna be put to death, man. That's what them troops is in the street for. They're not, when you get troops on the street, they're not gonna talk to you about nothing. They got orders. You don't follow them, you're gonna get pushed around. You can get shoved. You're gonna get hemmed up, or you might get shot, man. You know.
Hey, Trump said the job might be hard, but do what you have to do to get the job done.
Yep. And you got a lot of freaks and weirdos in these groups. You know, you got niggas that's faking it. You got weirdos in them groups because they want to do some weird shit, man. You know, that's why niggas join the police force. You know, they was the weirdo in school. They didn't get no females. Now they want to boss everybody around because it's their time for vengeance. You know, that's what they do. Spirits of vengeance, man. They should be like madman, spare none. That's part of it, man.
And in those groups, they go back each other. So if they see a member of the police force, military, ICE, whatever, if they see a member of them, if they see one of their members doing something foul, they're not gonna run to the public and say he doing such and such. They go keep it under wraps. They might say something amongst themselves, but they're not gonna stop the madness going on. You know, they go back each other because that's what they do. Is Esau, Edom.
It's the book of Isaiah 59 and verse 19. It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him.
Yeah, that standard makes you think about Daniel 12.
Yeah.
You know, Michael the archangel shall stand up. Matter of fact, we'll hold that for a second. Daniel 12. You know, and read that first part from the beginning again.
The book of Isaiah 59 and 19 says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun.
We're living those times now, man. The name of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, all right, is going to be feared, man. One way or the other. And that's what we're promoting. We're promoting Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. And it's not just out here preaching the gospel. It's through our day-to-day walks, man. Right? Fearing Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, pushing his name through our actions, staying obedient to the best of our ability, being those examples on the earth, man. Go ahead.
The book of Isaiah 59 and 19, it says, Isaiah 59 and verse 20 says, and the Redeemer shall come to Zion. It's the book of Isaiah 59 and 19 says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, from the west.
Think about it. No one's fearing Jesus Christ right now, man. No one's fearing that name. Okay? Jesus Christ allows you to do whatever the hell you want to do, man. And just say you believe on a name and you're good. That makes no sense in the world, man. Go ahead.
It says, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood.
Going back to Revelation 12. The enemy's gonna come in, not your friends, not your pals, compadres, right? No, man, your enemy. Going back to Psalms 83. These people don't like you. No matter how much you blonde your hair, you know, they be putting green contacts in their eyes, they blackening the motherfucker, blue contacts. These motherfuckers don't like you. No matter how soft you talk,
Yeah.
you know.
If we're the salt of the earth and the salt lost its flavor, you know, what use has really got? What makes us great is our knowledge, our wisdom. What great nation has laws and statutes and a God to follow such as this? Then they would admire us. Nobody want to. Jake is like a, you know, what's it? You never know what you're gonna get. You eat a box of chocolates, you never know what you're gonna get. Like, goddamn.
Yeah. You got it, bro.
It says, when the enemy shall come in like a flood.
Now, flood is, you know, is moving water. All right, and what does moving water do? It causes damage, man. All right, it causes massive damage. You ever had a water leak somewhere? Right? These tsunamis. All right.
These flash
Floods. Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
they do pure damage, man.
fast too.
To the point where, you know, people are consumed by it. They're not on their watch,
Oh
man.
yeah. You got an iPhone charger? In your bag?
I do, but it wasn't charged up.
No, I got. You know, you got
Oh,
the
you got the
charger.
cord.
Yeah, the cord.
Yeah.
I got one.
Yeah, whoever got it. The water. Okay. I just need a cord. The iPhone cord.
The brother need me to go with him.
This is keep reading, bro. This is the.
It says, when the
That one
enemy
works.
shall come in like a
Yeah.
flood, the spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, shall lift up a standard against him.
Yeah, so the spirit of the Lord gonna lift up a standard, man. All right. See, we don't have to have carnal weapons, right? And that's what's fucking this devil up, because those guys, man, they're not promoting, you know, the sword. They're not promoting, you know, coming to take us down, and that's something they can't fight against. Going back to Hebrews 4:12, the word of the Lord is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, man. That's why they can't come up against us, man. Now you got certain groups that are out here, you know, going to the gun range. There's nothing wrong with doing that, right? But you're promoting it to your people. And, you know, Scripture says you're not going to be saved by our sword, man.
It says, Isaiah 59 and verse 20 says, and the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob.
Yeah, they turn from transgression in Jacob. These other nations can't turn back to this, man. It wasn't given to them to turn back. That's why we don't deal with you Christians, man. You know, y'all the ones that be putting the straight jacket. All right? You know? You get fucking mad, man. But it's like arguing with a dead person. We would be the fools going to a cemetery and start talking to a fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
That's it.
You know?
That's it. Where the brother go?
Hey, the brother has to go with him.
Daniel chapter 12.
So this is a standard that's getting ready to be lifted up, man.
And at that time, shall Michael stand up.
Yeah, Michael, the archangel. All right, who's going to stand up for it, though? That's the question. Because it's not just a time of Jacob's trouble. There's going to be a time for everybody, all these other nations as well, man. But guess what? They're not going to have any backing. They're going to have to trust in their weaponry, their false idols and gods, okay, their stockpiles, okay, their foolish knowledge. They're going to have to trust into that, man. All right, but the hopeful elect, Lord, when we part that number, and our families, our loved ones, look, we can be taken care of, man, because the Lord has not is not unrighteous to forget our works and labor of love. All right, you guys.
And at that time shall Michael stand up.
The book of Hosea, chapter 1, verse 7. But I will have mercy upon the house of Judah and will save them by the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, their power, and will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horse, nor by horsemen.
That's the angel. That's Michael standing up for us, on our behalf. The Lord isn't going to raise a standing army. He didn't do it in Egypt. Why would he do it now? Yahweh Shai brought the host. He brought we're prisoners of war.
It's like it. Esau, are you hearing this? Are you elites hearing this, man? There's nothing you can fucking do, man. The game's over. It's rigged. Do what you gotta do. How about you don't shock yourself up to standard, man? Damn.
That's second and 13th chapter. Our Lord said He give us no sword.
Exactly.
No hands.
No hands.
Take this over with no hands.
With no effort whatsoever.
Right.
Just looking down on men and
Right.
niggas and evaporating. You go to work, somebody just standing around. You're not putting much energy into the job.
Yep.
And Yahweh Shai coming back to clean this earth up, and it's gonna be easy.
You see how Lucy was? We had that little fight scene. Motherfuckers was going up in the air, you know? At the end.
The movie Lucy.
Lucy, yeah. Man, this gotta calm your spirits sometimes. You get angry, you get mad, man.
So that's all you. We ain't with them purple niggas that raising up God's army. Them niggas that got bootstraps and all black. Them ICPK, no cowards. We're not with them niggas, man. The Lord said not gonna deliver us by no carnal weapons, man.
Pepper spraying each other. Shalom. Yeah, man,
That's good. Spraying with pepper spray.
Got you running courses.
Right.
Looking foolish.
Oh, man, what
Recording it, putting it out for the world.
Yeah.
Y'all look stupid.
this is Israel's army. This is what you gonna put out here?
Yeah, right. Oh, this
That's the lineups.
this what we up against? This what we up against?
Remember when there was a size, they were marching around